What's up, everybody? Kevin Chris back again with
Back
another.
again.
I don't even know what to call it. One of these true street videos.
Oh
You
my
know what I'm saying? It's the
goodness.
crazy hit list of PBG. We did the other
Yeah, but
gang,
I don't still know what
Chicago
PBG
most
stand
reckless
for.
gang. PBG. Somebody in the comments tell us what PBG stand for.
Yeah, we need to know. How we don't know that?
Because we don't be on the streets like that.
Somebody said this a part of what's his name?
Pappy?
Pappy, but Pappy was from the north
No,
side.
yeah, north side. They on
So
60.
yeah, that's on right. So that wouldn't
66
make
in
sense.
Morgan.
Somebody had something to do with Pappy boys, but
Let's see.
That you probably never knew about a
I'll
dangerous
stop you before
Chicago
you say
gang
it.
that almost made it
Whatever.
big time like NLMB or OTF,
No
but
limit.
this Northside gang was putting in so much work
oh,
that
it
they
is
lost their
Northside.
most valuable assassins too early. It all started between the 1970s and the 80s with the Farewell family, which is a historic set of gangster disciples in Rogers Park with a member count of at least 200 by 2011. And as of today, most of these members go by ICG, which is Insane Cutthroat Gangsters, or PBG, which stands for Pooh Bear Gang.
Hold on, let's pull a bit of this out from Munchie real quick, man.
Oh, shit.
Now why are they called the Pooh Bear Gang?
Pooh Bear must have been somebody.
Oh, it must have been somebody's nickname who got killed or something.
Maybe.
And they took his. Because that sounds a little.
Crazy. Let's go.
Pooh Bear Gang.
Pooh Bear
Wow.
Gang.
Hold on, let's pull a bit of this out from Munchie real
Oh,
quick,
that's
man.
You gonna bust some juice for the nigga? Sweet Kool-Aid ass nigga.
Oh.
Sweet ass.
I know he had in town with it. I know he had with it.
Munchie!
Gang. It ain't nothing though. We still out here.
That was Pappy?
That's what I thought. That's what I'm about to say. Ain't that Pappy
that?
right there?
Munchie!
Yeah, that's Pappy.
It ain't nothing though. We still out here. They talking about on that car.
Mm.
On that car. Who that? Who that, shorty?
But the beef all started back in December 19th, 2008, only 6 days before Christmas. Isaiah Stroud was in the 1500 block of West Jarvis Avenue outside of a CTA Red Line station when Lock City member Martrell Williams walked up on him and stabbed him to death. Isaiah Stroud, aka Freaky's
Stabbed
death,
him.
would start a whole crazy war on the north side of Chicago. Lock City member Martrell Williams was arrested a week later in New York, and Freaky was only 16.
Hold up, I can't pay attention to what this dude's saying. This
He
dude
was
with
doing all
footwork
that
on the phone.
footwork. Right here on the phone.
This dude, hard footwork. It ain't even simple. His legs are going all over.
It was. He was hitting it.
How dramatic.
aka Freaky's death, would start a whole crazy war on the north side of Chicago. Lock City member Martrell Williams was arrested a week later in New York, and Freaky was only 16 at the age of his death. And only about 6 months later, another ICG member would lose his life June 1st, 2009. And around 4 a.m., Ramel Calliston, aka Rude Boy from ICG, was at a social club in the 3700 block of West 79th Street when the active armed robbery emerged. Romel Calliston, aka Rude Boy, was shot during the robbery, and he was pronounced dead at the hospital. Then 6 months later, another ICG member would lose his life. This would be the third ICG member in a row that would lose their life. Magnut Millie, aka Mag Millie, was inside of a home on December 21st, 2009, in the 5800 block of North Wayne Avenue, was stabbed to death at around 10:45 a.m. He was also a well-loved ICG member. Then ICG would go about 2 years without losing another member. But then on March 5th, 2011, Edward Townsend, aka Lil Ed from ICG, was standing with a friend in the 1600 block of West Lunt Avenue when all of a sudden shots were fired just before 3 a.m. 18-year-old Edward Townsend, aka Lil Ed, was dead on the scene, and the friend, 31 years of age, was left with gunshot wounds to the leg and was listed in stable condition. This next member will be one of the most notable members to lose their life in ICG, and they would name the whole gang after him in his honor, January 20th, 2012. At around 10:45 on a cold Chicago night, 911 received a call of someone being unresponsive. And when police got there, they found 15-year-old Anton Sanders, aka Pooh Bear from ICG. Pooh Bear was close to a lot of people
There you
in
go.
ICG. He also had a brother named Pep, who died in 2014 in a different war. So this guy Pooh Bear was a well-loved member, and a lot of people jumped off the porch for him and turned the beef up a few notches. So only 3 days later, on January 23rd, 2012, Jonathan Bell and Dion Miller, two Lock City affiliates, were in traffic around 12:45 a.m. when someone pulled up on them and fired shots into that sports utility vehicle, killing 26-year-old Dion Miller and killing 27-year-old Jonathan Bell. These guys were both Lock City affiliates and only died 3 days after Pooh Bear. Then on April 5th, 2012, James Brown, aka JB from the PBG set, was on parole for the 2009 shooting of a 9-year-old boy, where he was killed less than a block away where he shot the 9-year-old boy. 2:05 p.m.
Wow.
James Brown was in the 6800 block of North Ashland Avenue when someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times. He pleaded guilty for the shooting of the 9-year-old boy in 2011, where the
Ooh, look
9-year-old
at
boy
them.
was walking with his
Shooting.
family, and James rode up on a bike, shooting, aiming at his two older brothers that was 15 years of age. The 9-year-old boy was struck in the left upper thigh and survived the shooting. But then on July 5th, 2013, another Lock City member would lose their life. It was at about 5 a.m. where Elliot Frazier, aka Lil E from Lock City, was shot in the
Damn, he just going through them, huh?
You going through 'em. So this the north side that they was talking about. Not
Yeah,
like
so
the
I see
north
the-
side. The north side. You know what I mean? Not like north, well, where your mother lived, north side. Do you get what I'm saying? Like she lived in a different north side to me
No.
than this north
Rogers
side.
Park.
She lived in Rogers Park.
Yeah. And Evanston.
Okay.
Both. Evanston ended up at Evanston, but Rogers
Mhm.
Park, yeah, right there.
Mm.
Down from Jarvis where they was talking about they was at.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But what's the ICG game? We know what that is?
Yeah, they said insane cutthroat.
Insane Cutthroat, okay. They didn't say what they was though.
What you mean? What are they?
What gang, yeah. Was they GDs?
Oh no.
Insane Cutthroat Gangsters? Or
Gang. I don't
Gang.
know.
So they ain't even caring about, that's just their crew.
That's
They
what I don't know
stat
if
or
they
whatever.
said. Yeah, I don't know if they. I can't remember that.
chest
I
in the
guess it don't
7400 block of North Pauling Street. He was also a well-loved Lock City member. But then on July 14th, 2013, one of the most notable Lock City members will lose their life. 3:43 p.m. Blake Lamb, aka Blake from Lock City, was in the 1600 block of West John Quill Turns when someone walked up on him and shot this guy in the head. He was so much of a well-loved Lock City member, they renamed Lock City Blake Block after his death in his honor. Plus, allegedly, Young Pappy was on his hit with Spaz PBG. And this is really when the beef turned up a few notches, because Young Pappy was sliding consistently on the ops. Allegedly, Young Pappy and some TFG members, which are members from a different set that are in close relation with PBG, but allegedly they was consistently sliding on DDW block, specifically Lil Duke from DDW. So that's when DDW retaliated. DDW is a renegade gangster disciple set that beef heavily with PBG, and they went to take out one of the closest people to Young Pappy. December 2nd, 2013. Menze Kaif, aka 2 Cup from the TFG set, when someone approached him and shot him in the shoulder and the right hip. He was pronounced dead at St. Francis Hospital.
Damn,
Young
from the
Pappy even
shoulder
made a
and
song
the hip?
dedicated to this guy, where he spills out his pain and rap about the homies he's lost. The song is named 2 Cups, with
Yeah,
over
we
14
did that.
million views of today. But let's get to this next situation, because this next situation is crazy too. And Young Pappy was involved in this next situation. It was February 5th, 2014, where Makia Carr, aka Keo from PBG, and Pappy was at a McDonald's when allegedly King Ty from Lock City and Munchie from Lock City approached him and started shooting, killing Marquio Carr, aka Keo from PBG. Young Pappy was shot in the arm and was allegedly arrested after the shooting. Pappy and Munchie from Lock City used to be cool with each other and actually has pictures together when they was young before the beef fell out. This murder would bring even more attention between Lock City and PBG. Then April 15th, 2014, a maintenance man poured bleach and hot water on a blood spot where 16-year-old Keno Glass, aka Keno from Blake Block, was killed hours earlier in the shooting as he was only visiting family. at an apartment building at Ashland Avenue. But this next person allegedly got killed over a Facebook post because in the beginning of May of 2014, Cortez Reed, aka Teezy from L4M, would drop a post saying this, referring to a diss song he was about to drop about Young Pappy. But only a couple weeks later, on May 24th, 2014, Cortez Reed, aka Teezy, was standing in the 900 block of West Windsor Avenue when someone walked up on him and fired multiple shots just after 8 p.m. He was a well-loved L4M member, but allegedly in 2014, L4M and TBG tried to set up Young Pappy, hoping to get back for Teezy, and they were driving in the car when they spotted Pappy. They hopped out the car chasing and shooting at Young Pappy, missing Young Pappy but hitting an innocent bystander. As this beef was turning up on the north, more members continued to die. And on July 22nd, 2014, at around 9:50 a.m., police responded to a 911 call on a report of shots fired at Oakland Street and McCormick Boulevard. And when they arrived, they found 23-year-old Anton Santers, aka Pep from PBG, shot to death, and this was days after allegedly Young Pappy was shot at. But then a well-loved Lock City / Blake Block member would die, and this was the same guy that grew up with Young Pappy. And even though Young Pappy and him grew up with each other, this was a valuable Lock City member to take out. So on September 11th, 2014, Glenford Johnson, aka Munchie from Blake Block / Lock City, was in the 1600 block of West Juneway Turns when someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times. And you was wondering who was allegedly on his hit? Yup, Young Pappy and another alleged PBG member. Let's rewind back to how this beef even started though. Munchie was allegedly the one that killed Pooh Bear, because allegedly Pooh Bear stole a gun from Munchie while he was sleeping in his house. And this was when Munchie, Pooh Bear, and Young Pappy were all cool. And Pooh Bear left with the gun and lied when Munchie confronted him about it. Pooh Bear eventually wanted to give the gun back to Munchie, so he called Munchie to meet up with him. Munchie, thinking that Pooh Bear was trying to set him up, he met with him and shot him with the same gun that he gave back to him.
What? What if he was trying to set you up? Why would he give you the gun that you could kill him with?
But do you blame him?
But why would you shoot him? He handed you back the gun that you were obviously able to shoot him with. He could have shot you first.
Babe, you can't trust nobody.
I get that.
Now you talking about let's meet up? Hell no.
But they were friends. I mean, he stole the gun from him, but they
maybe
were
he was
still
trying
friends.
to come shoot him and get it back.
Right, but he didn't shoot you, so that means maybe he wasn't sending you because he
I know because
didn't do
they
nothing
supposed
to you.
it was friends.
Right,
but
so
once
he
took
handed
his
it
gun,
back to you.
Took his gun, lied about having it, then he gave it back, and now he come about let's meet up again.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, you probably
You can't trust that.
I get that, but what I'm saying in your mind, if that was your problem, he didn't shoot him with a different gun. He shot him with the gun he gave him back. So at that point, you should if he was like, I'm done, I gave you the gun. Y'all didn't have to be friends no more. You could have like, I don't trust you. I don't want you at my house. We can't hang out like that no more.
You shouldn't have called him and said, let's meet up.
But he did. I could see if he said that, and then he got that. He didn't hand him the gun back. You know, it was something. Then he's shooting back at him with a different gun. He gave you the same gun, and you used that same gun to shoot him.
That.
But at that point, it was
met up
different.
at
The
a public
situation
location.
was. They probably did. Who said what they? What was shot at?
You get shot in the public location.
Right. I don't mean nothing. I'm just saying.
It's crazy.
And that's how Pooh Bear allegedly died and started the beef between Lock City and PBG, even though the older OGs been beefing with Lock City. So after Young Pappy allegedly took out Munchie, his career was truly on a rise, pulling millions of views throughout YouTube. Plus, he was still in the streets, still sliding on his ops, and ducking hot beef with Lock City.
Guys, man, some movement. And this
9th, 2015, where talented Young Pappy would become a victim of gun violence. They wanted Young Pappy so bad that he had previously been intended target in at least 2 shootings that left bystanders dead. 19-year-old Shaquan Thomas, aka Young Pappy from PBG, was in the 4800 block of North Kenmore Avenue at 1:35 a.m. when gunfire erupted. Witnesses reported seeing a black car that may have been associated with the shooting. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead at 2:04 a.m. This was PBG's most valuable assassin. Plus, Young Pappy was getting super hot on the music tip around this time. Really, go back and look at his views. He was pulling nothing less than 10 million views per video. And after the death of Young Pappy, the beef turned up even more. And PBG knew that they had to get back for their most valuable member.
Wow.
Villian Francis, aka V2 from Lock City, was out front of his house playing with his kids at around 1:30 p.m. when his fiance spotted a rival gang member, Lil Sean from PBG, riding his bike down the street. Lil Sean and another PBG member went in the cut to put their mask on, and as V12 went to gather his kids' stuff, Lil Sean and another PBG member came and shot him multiple times. But on November 26, 2015, on Thanksgiving Day, Jonte Walker, aka Mosey from PBG, was outside in the 2200 block of West Dome Avenue when someone jumped out of the back of a dark green minivan and shot him multiple times. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Then it would be a Lock City member because on May 8th, 2016, Keon Lewis, aka Kiki from Lock City / Blake Block, was riding in a vehicle on Lakeshore Drive at around 5:08 a.m. when someone pulled up on him and shot him multiple times in the car. His car crashed and he was pronounced dead at the scene. There would be back and forth murders throughout these next years. And even though PBG beef with other gangs, we mainly focusing on Lock City. But then it was August 10th, 2016. Dante Roberts, aka Dante from PBG, was sitting in a vehicle at about 10:56 p.m. in the 5900 block of West Davidson Avenue when someone got out of a nearby vehicle and started shooting at him. He was shot in the head and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Then it was September 10th, 2016, where a Blake Block member would lose his life. It was 4:05 a.m. in the 1500 block of West John Quill Turns when someone walked up on Javon O'Brien, aka Vonnie from Blake Block, and shot him multiple times. He was pronounced dead at 5:50 a.m. And then another Blake Block / Lock City member would lose their life. This would be nearly a whole year that went past before anybody else lost their life.
You already know, man. My little niggas out here chopping you niggas in half, man. What's up, man?
Fuck with this rap shit, I just missed my hit.
August 20th, 2016, Remus Campbell, aka Romy from Blake Block, was in a group standing outside at about 4:30 a.m. on a sidewalk in the 7700 block of North Ashland when a Ford SUV drove past and someone inside fired shots in that direction, striking Remus Campbell in the neck. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead at 5:35 a.m. Over a year would go past before another PBG member would lose their life. It would be a day before Christmas on December 24th, 2018. Lawrence Hearn, aka Boo Boo from PBG, was found unresponsive in the 1200 block of Westmont Avenue inside of a home with blood force trauma to his head. He was pronounced dead at the scene at 6:41 a.m. Then March 8th, 2019, Zachary Haddick, aka Lil Zach from PBG, was found with gunshot wounds to the eye in the 400 block of West Coast. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Then it was Timothy Lamax, aka Duddy from PBG, March 31st, 2019. This would happen when 5 people were shot in the same event at about 3:02 a.m. The victims were standing on the sidewalk in the 500 block of North Hamlin Avenue when someone approached the group on foot and opened fire, leaving Timothy Lamax, aka Duddy from PBG, dead. Other people were hit too. I'm not sure if anybody else died from this event though. Then June 27th, 2019, Quentin Brown, aka Lil D-Boy from PBG, was standing on a sidewalk around 2:15 p.m. in the 6900 block of North Glenwood Avenue when someone on foot shot him 8 times, leaving him dead. He was only 17 years of age and was talking about getting his life together. But let's fast forward to August 24th, 2021, because there was many other murders before and after this, but this is one notable murder because a member we was talking about earlier that Young Pappy was sliding on consistently would end up losing his life. Ralph Banks, aka Lil Duke from DDW, was traveling east on Eastern Highway Expressway near California Avenue when both him and the driver was shot. Lil Duke was shot in the head and was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver though had non-life-threatening injuries. Lil Duke was a big target for PBG, and that's why Lil Pappy allegedly consistently slid on him. My blessings and condolences go out to the families that lost their loved ones in this war, but that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah. I'm out.
Wow.
Me, ciao.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Them damn.
This video
First
Damn,
of all,
Northside's crazy.
I know. That's why I was like, when I should have saw this before we started watching Young Pappy videos.
But that's far north though.
Far north.
Rogers Park, like 70 something north.
So that's why I was like, I don't know everything, but I was like, I just don't. Well, I wouldn't have known that. I guess it being so bad.
Nah, it wasn't like that.
You know, that's
Yeah,
what
it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
like that.
saying.
It
wasn't
wasn't
like that.
It got like that.
Right. That's like it's a different part of the north side because I don't remember this ain't that north side, but it got bad like that. Wow. If like I said, I'm glad I should have watched it before. Now I see what Young Pappy. I'm like now I know what he was talking about in these videos. He really was out here doing this type of stuff.
He said it was really in the streets.
Yeah, he wasn't just.
Right, you like north side. Him and Polo. You
I
like,
was like, what they doing out there? I'm picturing the north side I remember.
right.
Not this north side. And I'm like, what he rapping? He ain't did all this, but it was really happening like that. Wow.
Crazy.
Sheesh, I'm like, yeah, yo, I don't remember that north side.
Yeah, it say 50 murders. He just went through 50 murders.
Wow, that was a lot. It was. He was reading them off. He was moving from next to next to next.
What was the number of year spans? Just a couple?
Yeah, that was because then toward the end it started being a year before another person got killed.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
another
yeah.
year before. But
Yeah,
at the beginning it was all like back to back to back, like within a couple, like you said, a couple of years. And then it started, being a gap and
They
then
like,
a gap.
man, let's wait till next year.
Yeah, I'm
Take a year
saying
off.
that. It's good. We catch them later. Wow. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about all that north side stuff. It's like north side I remember. Sheesh.
Rogers Park. But I don't know how bad it is up there now. but
Right. Yeah. Now
It's
versus
crazy.
then, but then the middle. Because this is
Right.
me. I'm thinking when I used to know it. Then I guess this is me. Because now I don't hear nothing about this stuff. I didn't hear about that.
No, you don't hear nothing. You only hear about Inglewood. And,
Yeah, you hear about that, of course. Well, I knew all about that area.
right.
I didn't know about the north side. Well, I knew about the north side because I got family on the north side. But then it wasn't really until, like I said, I got to be with you, and it's like, oh, north side, like that. But whoa, Young Pappy was really out there like that.
So that's crazy. But
Yeah.
tell us what they got wrong. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
They might be
always,
like,
always.
This dude.
Yeah, somebody always come back and let us know what was not exactly.
Right. That ain't happening
Facts.
because of that. That ain't that. That ain't
Yeah,
that.
that ain't his name. That wasn't even his picture. They come back and tell us all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Wow.
Thank y'all for watching.
Sad.
Y'all like the video, subscribe.
Please, all that.
All that.
For shame.